You guys know when it comes to a high-end gaming PC, we almost always go AMD, but what if we told you Core Ultra actually has some pretty good bang for buck right now?
And our friends at PCCooler were nice enough to sponsor this video to build an awesome gaming PC to test that theory. We have an Intel Core Ultra 265K. It's come down in price a lot, and we're going to see, is it an option you should consider for a high-end build? Shout out again to PCCooler for sponsoring this video. They want us to showcase the DT360 360mm LCD display liquid cooler that's inside this build, along with a case and power supply and a bunch of their fans to really make an awesome PCCooler themed build. Let's talk more about that DT360 and everything it has to offer, and then we'll talk about all the parts in this PC build. Thanks again to PCCooler for sponsoring today's video. They're excited to share with you their DT360, a high-performance 360mm AIO with a detachable LCD display powered by USB Type-C that gives you flexibility to place it on the block or can be mounted with double-sided adhesive anywhere you want in your case. This display can be easily controlled via their software to support multiple file formats and real-time system monitoring. This AIO also comes with 3 of their FX7 120mm modular fans for maximum cooling and optimal noise levels, and we're going to be putting this thing to the test with the Intel Core Ultra 7 265K CPU in today's video, while also using more of PCCooler's parts like the case and power supply, which we'll talk about later. Now, let's get back to the rest of the build and dive into building it.
So the Intel Core Ultra 7 is the star of this build. This is the 265K 20-core 20-thread. Pretty interesting, right? But what's crazy is right now they're about $283. It does not come with a stock cooler of any kind, so you are going to need some type of tower or liquid cooler. And what's interesting is the fact that if you want something like a 7800X3D, you're looking at like at least $350, and this could be a pretty good competitor to that, and it's cheaper. Now this cooler is pretty fancy. We had to go all out for our Ultra 7, and it does run very cool. Spoiler alert, but PCCooler was nice enough to send it over. It is a $200 cooler, but hear me out. It is a 360mm. It is very high-end. I mean, the fans are awesome on it. They're some of like the best quality fans we felt. They're very heavy. The bearings feel good. And on top of that, this screen goes insane. The screen you can actually take off. It is a full LCD display that is magnetic, so you can put this anywhere in the case, and notice how it still has ARGB underneath it. So you can move this screen off the cooler, still have a nice ARGB looking cooler, or you can have the screen in the cooler like we do, and you can even have like a video, a GIF, a picture, whatever you want. You can have temperature display, endless possibilities with this 360mm cooler from PCCooler. Now for RAM, we went pretty fast. We got Corsair Vengeance, we got DDR5, this 32 gig, 6400 megahertz CL36, and this was $99, so it's a pretty good deal. And like I said, $100 at the time of filming, but thanks for Corsair for actually sending over this RAM. It looks awesome. We love their Vengeance RAM. It works typically with motherboard software or the Corsair software, and guess what? If you download iCUE, you can make the RGB whatever color you want and then save it and then delete that software if you want. Now for $120, we got a Timetec 2TB Gen 4 SSD. That's a great deal because these Gen 4 SSDs are pretty fast. Instead of paying for like the name brand Samsung that's gonna run you like 150, 160, the Timetec ones are great. We've had almost no issues with them and they're quick. 2 TB of storage, plenty for most people. Now for the motherboard, we went with the ASRock Z890 LiveMixer. This board was $240 and it's a pretty sweet looking board. We always loved the OG LiveMixer boards. These ones have a good amount of like aesthetic and flair to them. And yeah, it's a very nice high-end board. I mean, it's got VRM covers, has 4 RAM slots, and it has plenty of power. And obviously this is Core Ultra, so in theory, this may be the only generation it supports. So the upgrade path may not be super crazy.
Now for the graphics card, we had to go super high-end here to really push our Core Ultra CPU. We have a PNY EPYC RTX 5080 with 16 gigs of VRAM, nice RGB. It's a 3-fan card. It looks really nice inside this build. And the best part is these cards are also getting cheaper. The CPUs are getting cheaper and the GPUs are getting cheaper. You can get this card for $1,219 on Amazon right now, but we did just look and you get the non-RGB version from PNY for $1,099, which again is still expensive for a graphics card, but considering the 5080s were going for almost $1,500 when I originally planned this video, you're saving a lot of money here that you can put back into other parts of the PC build and get really awesome performance. You're going to be great for 1440p gaming on anything you want to play and also stretch into 4K if you use some DLSS. Now for the power supply, we have the PCCooler YS1200. Yes, that is a 1200 watt power supply. You don't necessarily need a 1200 watt power supply for this build, but PCCooler is nice enough to send it over for us to be able to showcase whatever we wanted in this build. If we wanted to go to 5090, we could. It is a high-end power supply, a little under $200 if you're looking to pick up this power supply yourself. And 1200 watts is, again, plenty for this build. Probably overkill. If you want to save money at home, you could definitely get like an 850 to like 1000 watt power supply, and you'll be good to go. Now, before we talk about the case, let's talk about the fans that we're putting in this case. We have F7X 120 fans from PCCooler. We end up putting 3 on the bottom, which are reverse blades. So we have intake coming in from the bottom. We have exhaust the rest of the way. So we have 3 intake, 6 exhaust. If I were at home replanning this build, I would have probably gotten another reverse blade fan pack. So you can have 2 sets of intake fans, so 6 total with 3 exhausts, just for a more intake focused build. But this will work perfectly fine for temperatures, and you'll see during testing it performs really well in that department. But these fans look really nice. They're very minimal RGB, very easy to customize via ARGB software, and they work really well because they match the cooler. So if you want to go all out with PCCooler components, these are the fans you're going to want to get for the case. And lastly for the case, the C310-700 from PCCooler, which I will say, we'll put the price here. This case is a little bit hard to find in US markets right now. Again, when we sponsor these videos with PCCooler and stuff, they like to showcase people around the world, but here in the US, a little bit harder to find this case. So we'll leave a price right here once we find availability on it. But it is your typical dual chamber case that has the ability to put the power supply in the back and have a nice setup up front. We have the fans on the bottom, as we mentioned, and it's a pretty decent size with tempered glass all the way around. And it does come with BTF support for those looking to use BTF motherboards, but here at the Toasty Bros, we just like having BTF because it makes cable management on non-BTF motherboards really easy as well, with extra cutouts. And all in all, it's a pretty nice case for this build. And I think this build as a whole, with this blue color scheme, we have this animation going on the 360mm block, and everything just all together looks really cool. And all in all, this build is around $2,600 in today's pricing. Again, subject to change. If you want to see up-to-date pricing, links down below. But I'm very excited to see how this build is going to perform, how cool that CPU is going to stay with the DT360mm AIO cooler from PCCooler. And yeah, let's not waste any more time and dive into some benchmarks. All right, guys, so we're trying a different game here for this PC. We got Space Marine 2, which is a game I picked up during the Steam Summer Sale, but I know it's a pretty demanding AAA title, so we wanted to just add a little variety to this, and we are making it very demanding. We're running at 4K, baby, quality settings with DLSS, quality with DLSS, and then the actual settings presets on the high quality presets. So we're really pushing things here, but I started this at 1440p and realized we had more headroom, so I was like, hey, might as well. Let's test a little 4K action with this game, and it looks really dang good. So this game getting about 100 FPS. I'm just now starting it for the first time, so I don't really know all the keybinds, but basically you're a Marine in space and you're fighting an infection. It feels very Doom-like because I have like a chainsaw thing right here, and yeah, I've never played this. I know it's a popular series, but we're gonna give it a go and run through here, see if the FPS holds up. I just crashed and I'm trying to reconnect with my team, but my team is not hearing my radio comms and I'm all mad about it. That's basically what's happening right now.
So you gotta get up to the highest point in the radio.
Yeah. Oh, I did it. It was so smooth, guys.
Shoot.
So smooth. Ah! Oh!
Oh, wait, they wanted you to do that one.
Oh!
It's like Doom in third person.
Hold for a knockback on small enemies. I knocked them to death.
And you have to do 3 of them.
It's gonna send more, right? Or is it just gonna stay there until I do it? But yeah, I mean, in terms of usage right now, I mean, we're using pretty much all the 5080 at this point. 98% using 8 gigs of VRAM, which is pretty nice for 4K. I will say, shout out to this title for being pretty VRAM efficient. It's aggro aggressive. But yeah, I mean, with the Core Ultra, I mean, if we're running at 4K, we're not gonna utilize it that much, but we are still using 40% of it, and it's staying really cool with this PCCooler cooler that we're rocking right now. We're getting about 52 degrees Celsius at 44% usage. We're at 5.1 gigahertz. Core Ultra is definitely an improvement in terms of the temperature department versus 14th gen, but it still is pretty power hungry. Yeah, guys, hey, Space Marine 2, fun little game. If you guys have any suggestions for other AAA titles, as we try with more higher-end PCs, we want to have more just variety to some of the games we test. This is one that is easy for us to test pretty quickly. And as you can see at 4K, very well optimized and runs really well. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, we are playing Doom: The Dark Ages. And this one I decided just to go 1440p, and I've tried a little bit of everything. And we are running DLSS set to quality, just for a little bit extra FPS, because we are running the highest preset possible, Ultra Nightmare.
So this is just DLSS with no frame gen.
Yep,
no 160 FPS, baby. Surging projectiles. Ooh, yeah.
Look at that. Oh, and I have to parry. Okay.
So we're both doing tutorials. Yeah, this is a good way for us to show you guys some AAA titles on this PC. And yeah, I mean, obviously with the 5080, you expect good performance. Biggest thing is with the Core Ultra, we're actually able to get pretty decent value because we're not spending a ton of money on a 20-core, 20-thread CPU with how much more affordable these CPUs are getting.
Yeah, and I mean, we always get asked like Intel, AMD, and it's just like, I mean, honestly, when you're comparing like, you know, an Ultra 7 to like a Ryzen 7, there's not like any major differences these days. It's really just, do you know that you need one over another?
Yeah.
And if not, then you're probably fine with either.
Yeah, you'd be pretty happy with either, especially with a GPU of this caliber.
Yeah, this looks really good, and you could obviously run this in 4K as well, just like the last game. You know, maybe like balance DLSS on Ultra Nightmare, and you could probably get like, I'd say like 80 FPS, give or take. But this looks pretty darn good. Very, very high graphics, especially on like a mini LED or OLED monitor. Very solid game.
Yeah, we're going to run some other benchmarks as well. We're going to run some other demanding games and show you guys what this thing is capable of. And as you saw throughout the benchmarks, the temperatures look really solid across the board. And shout again to PCCooler for sponsoring this build. Let's talk about those other benchmarks and wrap this video up. Is that the portal to hell?
It's the portal to hell. All the hell demons are coming in.
The portal to hell.
Alright, we just got done benchmarking the Ultra and the RTX 5080, and it was pretty good. I mean, this build, I gotta say, this looks very nice. I love the aesthetics of like the fish tank style case with that LCD cooler. We got kind of like a blueberry theme going on here, and I even love the graphics card too. I didn't even know the PNY had it like that with all the RGB, but the score's looking pretty good in 3D Mark. The games ran great. We were able to run 4K if we wanted to, guys.
And speaking of some other benchmarks, let's talk about those other benchmarks. We ran some at 1440p. We were doing some game testing at 4K, so let's talk about some 1440p ones. CS2, 1440p low settings. We got an average of 468.6 FPS with a 1% low of 169.9. Black Myth Wukong, 1440p high settings with DLSS set to 75%. Got an average of 135 FPS with a max of 159 and a minimum of 18. Assassin's Creed Shadows, 1440p high quality with DLSS enabled. We end up getting an average of 90 FPS, minimum of 21 and max of 102. Killing Floor 3, 1440p high settings with ray tracing on native. We got 60 to 70 FPS with a few stutters here and there.
And for 3D Mark, we got a score of 26,985, which is a 10 cents per point score, so a little bit higher on our score list for a build that we did ourselves, but obviously with a $300 CPU and a 5080, you're not going to get like the best cent per point, but you are going to get some good FPS.
So at the end of the day, for the Core Ultra build, there is a bit to worry about when it comes to the long-term reliability of having a motherboard that you can't upgrade to a new generation of CPU, so it may or may not be a good idea for you guys at home, but it's cool to see that if you do pair with a 5080, it performs very well, and it does perform very well with that DT360 cooler from PCCooler. Shout again to them for sponsoring today's video. Let us know what you think of this build, and if you want to copy yourself, use those links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links, they will help us out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this PC build.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Oh, my toes started cramping. So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now this PC will be for sale at PCBros.tech because yes, we got 5080 builds, we got 9070 XT builds, we got all the latest and greatest over at PC Bros.
Whether you're looking for budget or high end, we got you covered at PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout, you will save 3% on your next purchase. You can also buy Toasty Bros merch, by the way, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye.